Sul Simmers, my name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to my channel. Today we are bulldozing the old salt house and turning it into a modern art gallery. I really never used the retail system from Get to Work, so I thought it would be fun to try it out. Originally I was planning on doing a clothing store, but the mannequins from Get to Work are super bugged. I don't know why, but sometimes you can't even place a lot down if it has mannequins in it, so I don't know what's up with that, but I didn't want any problems to happen with this, so I'm just choosing an art gallery. One of the things that bugs me the most about the retail system is that you have to have a home lot because I typically just have my Sims live on the retail lot. I just think it's easier than having to go through loading screens all the time, getting to and from work, so I just have them stay there. We have the shell of the build already finished. I've got platforms for the roofs because that's a pretty modern thing to do, and this also kind of looks like a factory that maybe has been repurposed into something else. And then I'm also adding a white stucco exterior paint just for a more modern feel. I wanted to have a little sunroom here with a actual glass roof. I ended up just deleting the glass roof because it looks weird next to the platform. It was kind of causing the trim of the roof to glitch out. But I'm gonna go and work on the floor plan now. I've got our little art room all sectioned off, and I'm using the doors from the Desert Luxe kit to kind of keep it open. I also created our loft space and a stairwell so that our Sims can get up there. I just wanted to make sure that your Sim could lock the door so that no other Sims could get up into their sleeping quarters. The only requirement for a retail space is that we have a cash register, and they have to sit on these specific counters or else they won't work. And if Sims have to go to the bathroom, they will not buy anything, so I'm including a small bathroom in here just for that purpose. I'm going to go ahead and do our little public bathroom first, though I'm just using a bunch of base game items so you don't have to worry about missing anything. I was really trying to keep my packs limited, but I ended up just kind of messing all that up when I went and did the apartment, so it doesn't really matter anyway. I have a bunch of paintings here that I've had a Sim do over time in the past. I just like to do that sometimes where I just have a Sim have max painting skill and then just paint and see what comes out. And then it's perfect for builds like this where I need art. Right now I'm just creating our little art studio area. I originally had this set as a painting studio, and then I ended up switching it out for a photography studio because we can just paint anywhere, but it's really hard to get all the photography stuff set up right. With the Moschino stuff pack, there's actually a ton of photography stuff in it, and there's actually a freelance career for that too, I think. I never really used the Moschino stuff pack, but it has a bunch of studio lights and a backdrop, so I thought it'd be fun to use that because I never have used it before. I want to say that the Moschino stuff pack was super controversial when it was released because people weren't expecting a collab with a high fashion brand like that because a lot of their stuff is very, very expensive. And I think something else that made people mad about the Moschino stuff pack was that it didn't really come with any new skills. Photography is in the base game, painting is in the base game, so you don't really have to have the Moschino stuff pack. It's not necessary. The lights are cool, but it's not really something you need. A lot of the stuff that you could get from the Moschino stuff pack also comes in Get Famous, and that comes with a whole career and an entire world. So specifically as far as the stage lights go, because you need to have super bright lights on the stage when you're making a movie. But right now we're just working on the patio area. I've got some tables out here and a few easels so that Sims can come here and paint if they want to. When I was doing my playtesting for this build, I actually started a club meeting using the Get Together pack and had a bunch of Sims come here and paint so that I could have a bunch of paintings and just have more Sims here on my lot. Mostly because that's kind of a hack you can use to get paintings really cheaply because you can just steal the paintings that your club members make and sell them. I actually learned that from James Turner because that is one of the first videos that I ever saw him make was him doing a rags to riches challenge using the painting skill. I really like the club system from Get Together. I think it's so great. It's easy to make friends. You can actually do on pause streams really well with the club meetings because you can set a bunch of activities for your Sims to do and they'll just do it. If they're doing the club activities, then they earn points and then you can add perks to your club. I don't really use the club system that often, but I feel like I'm going to use it a lot more because when I was doing my playtesting for this build, it made it so much easier because I had so many Sims available to do playtesting for. Right now I'm just trying to get the lighting right in our little studio here. At first I was using the lights from the Crystal Creations stuff pack because they kind of have a studio vibe, but then I ended up switching them out with the Moschino lights because they're so much better. They're so much brighter. You might think it's weird that I'm doing the lighting for this room at night, but I'm actually doing that on purpose because I wanted to make sure that the lighting in here was still bright enough for your Sims to take photos at night. Just on the off chance that you have a sim as like a stayover guest and you want to use them as a model so that you can take pictures, you know, all throughout the night and throughout the day. I've gone ahead and placed our tripod down. I've also put like a fuzzy rug on the floor. I thought that would be nice just in case your sims want to take full-length photos. And the models will not stand where you want them to. They just kind of stand wherever they feel like it. Like even though I have a little mark on the floor where they're supposed to stand, they'll just kind of do whatever they want. I'm also going to go ahead and add a few other pieces of art on the wall and like a mirror. This is like from the Moschino stuff pack. It looks like a talking bubble. The studio itself is very beige, so I added a few plants just to break up the color a little bit. I also added a little bike rack in the front. I don't know if you can see that, but it is there. That little bike rack actually came from the For Rent pack, and I was so stunned when I saw it in debug. I still have our painting stuff. I just moved it over here so that other sims could maybe have an easier time watching your sim do paintings, because sometimes sims will do that. We're gonna get into the loft space now. I've already got the kitchen kind of set up and then a small living space here. Because this is a loft space, I thought it would be fun to use some of the industrial loft kit items. I really wanted to use the bed from the industrial loft kit, but it just didn't fit in here. It was just like way too big, and I wanted to have a computer because we will have to pay our bills from this lot if we're gonna live here. I'm using this dresser from the industrial loft kit and then a mirror from the Jungle Adventure. I love this mirror. It's probably one of my favorite mirrors in the whole game. I feel like I say that with everything, but I just love this game in general. This is like my favorite game of all time, so a lot of the stuff is gonna be my favorite. Have you guys seen the new Fallout show on Amazon yet? I just finished it yesterday, and oh my gosh, it made me download Fallout 4. I've never wanted to play a game more, so if you're interested in that, I think I might actually do like a little recording of my first time ever playing it, because I've never played any of the Fallout franchise games. But the Amazon show was just so good that I had to download it and just check it out for myself, because there's actually like a lot of like similarities to The Sims. Like when you interact with NPCs, there's actually like a menu of interactions that you can choose from. And if shooter games aren't really your thing, then maybe I could just like do a build of a Fallout shelter in The Sims 4, because we have a lot of items that would be possible for me to do that with. Like I have a feeling a lot of the Batu items would be super good for creating a vault. Like I feel like it really pairs well with the Sims franchise, because like there's so many people that I know that build like torture dungeons in The Sims, and like that's a really bad thing. But like if you know anything about the Fallout vaults, like a lot of them are not great. Literally been on a rabbit hole on TikTok of all like the Fallout lore. I watched like an hour-long video on Fallout lore the other day, so I'm like trying really hard to get into this. I honestly think it's like the first TV series or movie based off of a video game that's actually made me want to go and play the game. Like there was a Five Nights at Freddy's movie that came out like last year, and I was like, okay, this is cool, but it doesn't make me want to go and play Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know why. Maybe I just don't like jump scare movies like that. Actually, I know for a fact that I don't like jump scares like that, and that's pretty much all Five Nights at Freddy is jump scares, and that's just too much for me. But the movie itself was cast brilliantly. Like Matthew Lillard, Josh Hutcherson, like they're great actors. And like the actors and actresses for the Fallout series were just incredible. Like we have Walton Goggins as the ghoul, like he nailed that role. And then Ella Purnell and Aaron Moten as like the lead characters in that show are just super great. I really enjoyed it. I think they have a lot of really great chemistry in that show, and it really helped immerse me into the show itself. I've also been following one of the actors from the show who plays Thaddeus on TikTok, and he is like so funny. Like he literally plays himself in the show, and it's so funny. We're just finishing up with the landscaping now. I'm using a lot of the like square bushes from the base game to just line the outside of our building. But other than that, I left the landscaping fairly simple. It didn't really have a ton of landscaping here before, so I figured I would just kind of keep it similar to what it was. I really didn't have a budget for this build because I was just kind of building and seeing what looked good, but I'm just decorating the kitchen now because I didn't put any decorations in there before. I don't know why, I just didn't. Sometimes when I build, I'm just like all over the place and I really don't know like what I'm doing or like what I'm feeling at the moment, so I just come back to it at a later time. I really don't use these Journey to Batu chandeliers a lot because it's not a pack that a lot of people have, but I thought it looked nice here above the stairwell. In the upstairs bathroom, I'm going to use some stuff from Growing Together like the shower and the sink, as well as the tiny living toilet and just like a few other random clutter items. But this build should be completely move-in ready for your Sims who want to start an art business. But that is all I have for today's speed build. We should be getting to the tour in just a few moments, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button because it really helps out. I try to upload a couple videos a week, so subscribe and hit the bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video. But I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Dag dag!